and welcome to London St Pancras. Well, I've been here before making videos, but this time I'm going to be going to Paris on Standard Premier, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this because I've only been on standard class before, so it'd be nice to see how Eurostar will pamper me with the slightly higher class. I've already ordered a nice meal, or at least a snacky meal, so we'll see what comes. And yeah, it's been an uneventful little ride down from Exeter. I came down on first class. Today I'm travelling on an Interrail ticket, so yeah, it's the first time for me doing that, and so yeah, it's all gone very smoothly now. I'm just about to activate this ticket to Paris on my phone, and then I'll be able to get through security. So before we do that, we'll have a little quick wander around St Pancras. Not quite so much as when I went to Brussels, as I've already done a lot of that, but yeah, you can't spend some time in St Pancras without at least looking up a few times, as it's wonderful. Anyway, I shall see you when I've got through security. I always love to start my journey at St Pancras by having a look at the friezes at the meeting place. And just like Sir John Betjeman, it's worth pausing to look up at William Henry Barlow's wonderful glass and steel train shed that dates back from 1868. And it's wonderful to see that Tracey Emin's installation appears to have become a permanent fixture at the station. Let's go down the escalator to what was previously the old storage area for barrels of beer that had been brought down from the Midlands for London, which of course now forms a shopping mall and the entrance to the Eurostar departures. Down in departures there is a Eurostar ticket and information office, but what we need to do is join the very short queue, I'm pleased to say, for security. And with a seamless passing through security and passport control for the UK and for France, we're now in the rather lacklustre departure lounge. And although I'm on Standard Premier, that's still not good enough to get through the hallowed doors of the first class lounge today. At one end of the waiting area is a pret-a-manger and also a duty-free shop and another food outlet as well for you to choose from. But there appears to be a bit of excitement at passport control. Well, that's not something I'm used to. Hear all the clapping. It appears that the French national rugby team is going to be on our train today, as yesterday they played England in the Six Nations, and I believe it was the biggest defeat by France against England in England. So yeah, I guess they're all very happy. As I'm sure you're all aware, who follow me once or twice, American football's really my game, so it's a bit like rugby, isn't it? So yeah, I'm pleased we'll have a happy train, won't we? Definitely, as you can hear. Well, eventually, after they let the rugby team on first, we are called forward. Well, after you've been stuck in the bowels of the departure lounge for the best part of an hour, it is always lovely to go up these travelators and get back underneath the wonderful train shed and have that feeling of excitement of impending international travel. Today's train is an E320 16-car unit built by Siemens at their Krefeld plant in Germany between 2011 and 2018, although the first unit did not enter service until November 2015. And with one last look at Tracey Emin's work of art, let's get on board. And first impressions are the passenger cabin is pretty good. And here's my seat right by the door. It's going to be my home for about the next 2.5 hours. And before we get going, let's have a quick seat tour. The luggage racks are pretty big and useful, and you can see they're being well used. And every seat has USB and European style plugs. There's also a handy cup or GoPro holder, which for some reason has an illuminating light. And up above is your first choice for coat hook. In the back of the seat, there's a little vanity mirror. And the seat back table is large, clean, and of course, sturdy. Above that comes a little document wallet. And below, there's another one. Of course, if you're not quite so tall as me, the footrest might come in very handy. And with the footrest retracted, there's plenty of legroom. The seat comes with a 2 or 3 position recline, and of course the outer armrest is retractable. Under the inner armrest is quite a handy little slot for just popping your phone while it's on charge, and there's also the little touch button that operates the reading light. We'll be departing soon, so let's have one last little look at the wonderful train shed before we get on our way, and in fact, let's have a look at our route for today. Well, we're running non-stop from London to Paris today. We'll be going down through England on HS1, then through the Channel Tunnel to pop out at Calais and run down to Lille before joining the LGV Nord for the final push straight south to Paris Gare du Nord. The distance travelled today will be 492 kilometres or 305 miles, and we're scheduled to take 2 hours and 16 minutes. So if everything goes to plan, we'll have an average speed of about 207 kilometres per hour or 128 miles per hour, which is pleasantly fast. Right, let's go. From the designation, it says that this is a slightly more accessible seat, so maybe I have more legroom than the average. There are a couple of coat hooks, which I'm using, and there's also the blind. And a little fiddle with the seat shows that you can actually extend it a little to get some more support behind your knees if you wish it. And that was quick. I'm already provided with my onboard meal, which looks very tasty. And then we're ducking under the approach road to the Queen Elizabeth Bridge, which passes on the other side of the train. I think it's time to crack open that rosé. And passing Ashford, we get a good look down at South Eastern's depot. And the first course and the wine were both pretty good, but I'm going to save the pudding until I get my coffee. Soon we're approaching the Eurotunnel facilities at Folkestone. And then suddenly, without any kind of fanfare, we're in the tunnel. Right, now we're in the tunnel, it's time to finish this wine and have the coffee and cake. And in no time we pop out at the Eurotunnel terminal in Calais. Once past the Calais Eurotunnel terminal, the Calais to Boulogne Classic line runs parallel until after Calais-Fréthun, when it turns off to the west. And now we're on LGV Nord and we can get back up to the line speed of 300 kilometers per hour. At Lille, we dive under the city and pass through the subterranean Lille Europe station. And after Lille, at the Freetown Triangle, the route for Brussels turns off to the east, but we continue south for Paris.
tout le monde, c'est votre chef de bord ici et effectuer un prix de service de douane présent en gare.
So let's take a quick walk through our standard Premier coach. And as you can see, even though we've got quite a lot of people on board, the luggage capacity fits the requirement perfectly. Right, let's just pop in this toilet. And it has a pleasing manual lock. And I can report everything was clean and in working order. Right, back to my seat. Soon on our southbound journey, we're racing the traffic on the Avenue du Nord. And at Verberie, we cross the river Oise. And once we cross over the Avenue du Nord one more time, we're going to begin our deceleration for entry into Paris. Just south of Goussainville, we rejoin the classic Paris to Lille line for the final approach into Paris. And as our journey is nearly over, let's look at what this cost me. Well, I was running on a first-class Interrail ticket, which meant I had to pay a €39 supplement for this seat. If you bought this seat directly from Eurostar, the prices could range, depending on the day and the time of train you choose, from as low as £97, €110, up to as high as £281 or €319. If the prices feel a little high for you, then I suggest you look at my London to Brussels video, which I'll link to at the end of the video, and you will be able to see what it's like travelling just in standard class. And here we are at Paris. And we've got a long walk ahead of us because I'm at the very rear coach. Well, that's it, back to Paris. And yeah, that was a lovely run. And now we're waiting for the French rugby union team to get off the train at the front. So I think there's going to be a little bit of delay while this is a press scrum. But, you know, it's a little bit of interest. Now with a big Greek pillar, it looks like we're finally in the station proper. Much more workaday roof than the one in St Pancras. And with that, it's time to say goodbye to our Eurostar train. After a brief look at Gare du Nord, my plan is to walk across town, as the following day I should be leaving from Gare de Lyon and I have plenty of time to walk. But if you want to catch the train, there are many different routes out of Gare du Nord. And although the train shed might not be a patch on St Pancras, the exterior of the station is glorious. Welcome to the Ibis Styles in Paris-Bercy. I've just walked down from Gare du Nord, and Gare de Lyon is just round the corner because tomorrow I'm picking up a TGV to Marseille. But that's another day. So today, I think the run from St Pancras was beautiful, really. I mean, it's just what you would expect. I think Eurostar has to be commended for making the journey from London to Paris feel more like a commute than a glorious international train journey. And I think that's down to the way that they just go about their business. Getting you on the train, looking after you, getting you off the train, everything's done. 2.5 hours, here we are in Paris. So really, if anybody's watched the video and thinking, oh, shall I do Eurostar from London to Paris or vice versa? My answer is, yeah, it's easy. And have a go. So if you've enjoyed watching the journey today from London to Paris, then maybe have a look at a similar journey I took from London to Brussels in standard class, to give you a comparison of the different classes, and also take a much closer, longer look at St Pancras Station itself. However, if you have enjoyed it, then do give it a like and give me a comment, and also consider subscribing to the channel as I release another travel video every Friday. But in the meantime, from here in Paris, I wish you a very good evening and thank you very much for watching.